Hi, I'm Öz Varol. I'm an Associate Investment Manager at Evelyn Partners. That means that I joined the team quite recently and I'm working towards being qualified as an investment manager. The most important thing I've learned in my career journey is that everyone gets imposter syndrome. I think the advice I'd give to someone is to take a moment, step back and maybe query why they're concerned. You know, is there a story that they've heard or that they're making up? And how real is it? Has actually anyone told you that those two things aren't okay? Or is it just a story in your mind? And I think that can be duplicated to so many things. You know, the power of our belief systems do translate into our thoughts, do translate into our words and translate into our behaviours and actions and our completeness as a human. So catching those belief systems right at the beginning can have such an amazing roll-on impact to who you actually are and how you present. So I think the biggest challenge I've had is balancing those two sides of me that I have. The one that wants to survive in a corporate world and is kind of wanting stability, and the other side of me that's a little bit more maybe airy-fairy or hippy-dippy or however we want to call it, and that spiritual side of me, that mindful side of me. I quit my previous job without having a plan whatsoever. I just knew I had it, and I've always been very good at listening to my needs, even if they seem a bit ill-planned. I do just trust my inner world to know what's best for me, and it was screaming at me to stop. I didn't realise how burnt out and how stressed I was until I actually took that step. First week of not working for anyone, I realised I could see the difference in my stress levels. I didn't realise I was stressed because I managed stress really well, but the absence of what I wasn't even feeling, I could see the difference. So even though I didn't have a plan, it was the first time in my life where I've given myself an opportunity to explore my curiosities, what I might be good at, my talents, or lack of talents. But I just gave myself the opportunity to ask those big questions. I think if people stop striving for perfection, that's a big thing. So if you make a pact with yourself to say, I'm going to notice these things, but I'm going to strive for better without striving for perfection, and I'm going to keep my humanity, then anytime those difficult moments at work come up, the anger, the frustration, the stress, you can feel like you've got more control over it. I always think of the concept of freedom as well. We are never fully free until we can put a line between the outside world and the inner world. If we walk about life and anything that happens in the outside world has a direct impact on my inner world, then I'm not a free person. But if I can draw a line to say, what happens in the outside will happen, every single time it doesn't have to come into my inner world. Sometimes it will penetrate through, fine. But if at least 1% a day you're making that wall, that barrier stronger, then you are truly free. Not the easiest to do something for yourself. There could be constraints, but there's also the emotional barrier of, am I being selfish if I do something for myself? Am I neglecting something or someone if I do something for myself? So giving people the opportunity to be like, nope, there's actually an hour carved out for you to take a break, to do something and not feel guilty about it. What I love most about what I do, I really love the learning. I am fascinated by something that sounds as boring as money or investing money or looking after portfolios. It's so much more than the numbers. It's so much more elaborate than I thought it would be, and that's great because I'm endlessly curious and like understanding things.